Ryan Cash here from RooF TEC Systems, Legend Brands, guys. How you doing today, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Nice and early over here on the West Coast.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You tell everybody where you're from and your experience in the industry, and let's get talking about this amazing piece of equipment that you guys got. Matter of fact, there it is right there, guys. You guys can see that picture of that thing. Tell them a little bit about yourself, Ryan.
Yeah, so right now I live in Washington State, Pacific Northwest. Lived here for the past 12 or so years. My brief summary of my background is I graduated college, oh gosh, maybe 15 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. But after college, I was just kind of like anyone else looking for a job, and kind of fell into exterior cleaning. Up here in the Northwest, we get lots of moss. Not as much algae as the Southeast, but essentially my job was clean moss, roofs, gutters, windows, siding, everything on the outside of the house. That's what the company I was working for did. Initially, it was just to kind of make money, and kind of quickly found out that I actually really enjoyed the work. So that kind of search for money ended up becoming about 10 years of doing this. I moved down to Texas, cleaned buildings and houses there for a couple years, and ultimately moved back. Up until about 5 years ago, I got hired by Legend Brands, who is actually one of the, if not the leading manufacturer in the restoration industry. We do truck mounts and carpet cleaning machines and all of that. We've been leading in that industry for the past 40 years. But with them, we started looking at cleaning roofs again and getting into that market. And so that's kind of how I've kind of switched over now again to getting back to residential cleaning.
Well, just out of curiosity, just entertain this a little bit more. So everybody understands this. Legend Brand is basically the leader in restoration. That's been usually like when we talk about fire restorations, interior flood restoration, carpet cleaning. That's where they're at. Now, I'm just curious, as you know, I don't want to let these guys, I'm going to say this a lot during the video so that people understand. This machine, guys, there's something different about this machine. This is a tri-plunger dedicated pressure washing, soft washing, one pump. It's one pump, guys. It's not two pumps. It's not a dedicated pump. It doesn't use another pump to run the proportioning system. It's a one pump machine. Ryan will probably elaborate a little bit more about the specifics of that. But this is the cool thing about this thing, is it's just one machine. And here's the very cool thing. Just by, and if I say anything wrong, Ryan, you correct me. Just by changing the
I'll let you know,
or hooking up a surface cleaner, you can go from a soft washing at 300 psi to the full 2,500 psi to surface clean a driveway. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. The machine's got a pressure regulator built into it, so you can turn the pump pressure down to 100 psi. You can turn up to 2,500 psi, all at 5.5 gallons a minute. So all you gotta do is just change your tool and twist the knob, and you can go from soft washing to pressure washing.
That's awesome, man. That is a huge deal. Yeah. I'll tell you that. Hey, we got some people watching us on LinkedIn. I want you guys to know, man, it took me a little bit to get LinkedIn to approve me to get live video on there. I don't know if people don't know what it takes, man. They want 10,000 followers. It's crazy. So, but we're on LinkedIn today, guys. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn. We're on Friends page. We're on hopefully I'm on my page and also the YouTube channel. So these guys that are coming on now, we got like 6 viewers. Guys, ask some questions, man, because I'm going to give away some hats, guys. As a matter of fact, if you guys got any questions, the first couple of guys to ask a question, I got a couple of Sunbelt hats I'm going to send you, and I'll also include a closer hat as well. So if you guys got questions, but so basically you released this thing. As I found out, the factory that builds them is right here in Arizona. You build them right in Prescott, Arizona. I've actually done a tour of that factory. Yep. And apparently on the floor now in Phoenix in the showroom, you guys have how many of these available right now?
So yeah, in our warehouse, so we've got 10 ready built right now, and another 40 so are on the way. So we've actually been developing this for the past couple years. So the nice thing about this compared to some of our truck mounts and other systems is we've been able to stay ahead of kind of the market issues and the supply issues. Since we've been in development, all of everything coming in for this machine, we've been able to kind of prep. So we're ready to build them now. They're ready to go out. We're not waiting for parts and all that like you kind of do with every other industry in the world. We've got them ready. We've got them ready to build and ready to go.
So if somebody's interested in this, they just contact you.
Yep. Yeah. The best thing to do, you can shoot me an email. Real simple. It's info@rooftechsystems.net. You can give me a call too. My cell number, I don't know if that's fine to give away, but I'm happy to give that. It's 360-826-2184. That's my direct number. You can shoot me a text or email or whatever, or a phone call. And yeah, I'm happy to work with you to get anybody a system or to answer any questions too.
Awesome stuff.
But
we'll go ahead and you might want to type that in too. If you got a keyboard there, you might want to type in your contact info. I'll try to get it going across the screen when you type it in there. The guys, want to let you guys also know about this. This machine will actually be operating and working a training station at the January 19th and 20th Panhandle Power Wash Supply event, guys. They're going to be down there in full force doing some technical training with this machine. Of course, they'll obviously be demoing the machine as well, but you guys can come down there and lay hands on this machine, get a chance to use it. We're gonna give you the gun, the whole 9 yards. We'll let you switch from soft wash to pressure wash. If you don't believe it, it's actually that's what it does. I consider this an all-in-one machine. So you don't need a pressure washer, you don't need a dedicated pump. This one does both. You can pressure wash and soft wash with it, all with the same unit. It is a dedicated tri-plunger pump. Tell us a little bit specifically, if you know, about this pump and why is it that this pump can handle the chlorine, and can it, and I know you maybe don't know the answer to this, but can it handle acid or just chlorine?
Yeah, so well, I guess probably the best thing to do is just kind of first explain the development of the pump and what kind of brought about it, and then we can kind of go into the pump itself. So for me, about 15 years ago, I started cleaning roofs with, I don't know if you know, like the AC cleaning coil guns, like one of those things. So I started, when I first started cleaning, I drug garden hoses up on the roof with that gun and a 5-gallon bucket of cleaner, and I would pour it in that about 20 times per roof and spray, and eventually moved over to putting it on a backpack, at which point I got bleach all down my back, which I'm sure plenty of guys out there have done that before, carrying around 5-gallon jugs of bleach. But after that, we started thinking, like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. There's got to be something better. And so we looked a lot at 12-volt systems. Actually, I built a kind of a portable 12-volt system also, and they just never held up. The 12 volts, they're great. I think they're invaluable in our industry also. But the thing about them is, I mean, it's a luck of the draw. You could get a month out of it. You could get 6 months out of it. You get 2 years out of it. You don't know. And on top of that, you don't get any pressure behind it. And so we worked with our engineers and our lead chemist at Legend Brands, and we got to talk and say, man, there's got to be some sort of pump or something we can use, because on the other end you have downstreaming, and downstreaming is awesome. You avoid running chems through the pump, but you're not getting as high mix ratios. And so the more we talked about it, our engineers and our team has a really good relationship with General Pump. We purchase thousands of their pumps a year for some of our truck mount systems and other things. And so we worked with them, and we found this pump that they'd put out I don't know, however many years ago. But initially just super cost prohibitive. It's a really specialized pump, and it's made in Italy. So you're not just going to go buy it off the shelf. And one of the local stores.
And I got my first question, Mr. Kendrick Barnes. He's actually got two questions for you. He wants to know if you can surface clean with it and how many gallons per minute is the pump.
Yep. Yeah, the pump is 5.5 gallons a minute, and I think generally the rule of thumb is 4 inches per gallon a minute. So I've run a 20-inch surface cleaner off of it, just no problem. You can turn it up to 2,500 psi and run the surface cleaner off of it.
And I'll give these guys a little testimonial. Way back in the 1900s, when I started pressure washing, my very first hot water machine was only 2,000 at 4 gallons a minute. That was state of the art. You know what I mean? And I used that for years to clean all sorts of things. And really, we started without 1,000 psi, 4 gallon a minute cold water units, because they didn't even, hot water and pressure hadn't even met before I started. And so that I just wanted to let these guys know that 2,500 psi on a residential driveway is probably perfect because, you know, as everybody should know, commercial concrete is about 6,000 to 8,000 psi. Where you have residential concrete, a lot of times it's supposed to be 2,500 psi as the standard pour, but we all know that sometimes they pour it a lot softer. So having a 2,500 psi pressure washer in the hands of even an untrained technician, you're not going to the chances of causing damage is going to be less, and that's a good thing if you've got a lot of if you got training to do. You turn and loose a 4,500 psi pressure washer on a residential driveway, first of all, is wrong. I mean, most guys don't even know that. Like the concrete in a residential situation can't even handle that. Got another question because I got a guy that wants to well, he just wants a hat. So he asked about that.
There you go.
So he got himself a hat. There you go, Dejan. You got yourself a hat. Anybody else, guys? Anybody else ask any more questions? I'll be giving away shirts, guys. So if you want you want to get a T-shirt from me, ask a couple of questions. We'll get everybody on here that asks a question a T-shirt, and potentially maybe a closer hat. So, but yeah, that's cool. And I just want to remind these guys again, you will be at the Sandestin event on January 19th and 20th. You're going to be using this machine in training. It's going to be a great thing. So guys, if you want to get registered for that, come to nationalcleaningexpo.com. Right there at the bottom, it's going right across the ticker. Register for that event, and we'll be more than happy to have you guys out there. You guys can actually try this thing out. If you don't believe it, we're going to go from soft washing to pressure washing in a matter of just basically, is it going to be as simple as changing a tip?
Yeah, I mean, as simple as turning a dial. You could certainly use the same tips. You're going to have your specialized pressure washing tips and your soft washing tips just for with soft washing. You're wanting distance and spread. But yeah, it's change a tip and turn a dial.
That's awesome. I'm going to get Chad asked where we can get some additional info.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in below because you gave me that link earlier, didn't you, Ryan? Is that's the link that I give them?
Yeah, probably the best thing would be
RoofTEC.com.
So we are right now. Ledger Brands, we're working on our website, so it is not up yet, but it should be up here in just a few weeks. It's going to end up being rooftecsystems.net. Right now, if you go there, it goes to one of our sister companies' websites about commercial cleaning. But we're working on getting that adjusted over. But really, the best thing to do now would be, info@rooftecsystems.net. Shoot me an email, and I've got a whole bunch of extra info I can shoot off to.
There you go, Chad. There's the answer for you. Guys, make sure you share this feed and like it. I really appreciate that if you do as well. I'm going to try to get everybody that asks a question some kind of prize. Can I purchase the pump separately? I would say that you cannot purchase the pump separately, but if you needed a replacement pump for your unit that they sold you, they would probably get you a pump. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah. Right now the pumps that were on the machine, since they're coming from Italy, they're all dedicated to our machines. We don't have it. You can't just buy the pump separately right now. However, like you said, our machine does have a 2-year manufacturer's warranty. So if there's any defects or anything with the pump, we'll replace that for you and get you a new one. But I fully suspect you could easily put 6, 7, 8 years on this machine and not have to worry about the pump as long as you're doing what you do with every system. You rinse out after every job, you take care of it, and you do your maintenance.
Hey, Jason, anybody else that wants to get a shirt that asks a question, just PM me on Messenger, and I will definitely get you guys out a shirt. Probably won't go out till Monday because of the holidays, but we'll definitely get you a shirt. Dejan said this is a game changer. That's what I keep saying. I was excited to do this interview with Ryan. He knows I was very excited because this is it's going to be an awesome tool. Here's a question that we're not going to answer. Dave asked it. This is a question that you need to get a hold of Ryan and talk about it, because I and this wasn't Ryan. I said we won't be talking about prices. And here's the reason why I don't talk about prices, guys. When this new technology always comes out, and I'll give you an example. When the twin pump came out years ago, there's a video I have out there. The thing was only like $425. Now that same piece of equipment is $1,800, and you see that video. So I don't like to do videos and discuss pricing, because in this market especially, the pricing's it's fluctuating, guys. So the best thing to do is they could have an up. He tells you one price today, and next month it could be a different price because pumps went up $300 or something like that. And I mean, isn't that really what's happening with supply chain right now? I mean, things are kind of crazy with cost. I mean, every day you get a new price on something. So
yeah, the best thing to do, if you want a price, just you can shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm part of the friends group that you've got. You can shoot me an email, give me a phone call, and I can give you some rough pricing, and I can also get you a hold of our sales rep at our distributor who can give you an actual quote with shipping and taxes and all that also. But yeah,
also come to the event. Maybe they can walk away with the demo unit, right?
Yeah, we'll have the unit there. We may have a few extras there too if anybody really likes it and wants to walk away with it. And yeah, we're looking at a few ways to kind of
great. I was waiting for this question. This is an awesome question. I'm going to answer this because I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
So it can go into anything bigger than it can squeeze in a 5-foot, but they recommend that you go 6-foot bed or bigger. It's retrofitted for the most popular trucks. They do recommend 3/4 or 1 ton.
Yeah, so the machine weighs fully loaded. The issue is the bleach, right? The bleach weighs 10 pounds a gallon, so you got 100 gallons of bleach. That's 1,000 pounds right there. Fully loaded down, the machine's probably 1,800, 1,850 pounds. So really a 3/4 ton is probably the way to go. You could do a 1/2 ton, but at that point you're going to be, it's going to depend on just the specs of whatever truck you're putting it in.
You're definitely going to have to modify a 1/2 ton or something if you do it. Yeah. Right. So it's squeezing. But guys, they're recommending 6-foot bed, so that gives you a little room. If you got an 8-foot bed, you're going to have a whole 3 feet. You could have toolboxes in there. You can have whatever, more cells for something or another. If you wanted to carry more chemical or do something like that, obviously there's a lot of room. This thing's pretty compact. The dimensions across is what is the dimension across?
Yeah, so it is. I've got all that right here. It is. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up right here. Here we go. It is, so the length of it from front to back is 58.5 inches, and it is 48 inches across, so 4 feet wide.
Nice.
And then, not that it's super, but then 41 inches tall, 41.5 inches tall. So fits super easy, compact in the back of, like you said, a 6-foot bed. You'll have about a foot or so of extra space behind to throw in extra chems or hoses or surface cleaners or extra tools. And yeah, it should fit in the back of any standard bed.
Yeah, we've got about a solid 13, 14 viewers, so that's not bad. I was expecting middle of the day video. Most guys are out working, but maybe because it's winter time, there's a lot of these guys are not doing around. Nice setup for a box truck.
Box truck, guys.
Let's talk about that, because we talked about that a little bit, about putting chlorine inside. Now, we said van where a person was going to be inside of it. If it were in an enclosed trailer or a box truck, do you think that would be a little safer?
Yeah, so we've got a guy who runs one in an enclosed trailer. He likes it that way. He likes to keep it safe, and lives kind of in, I think, a little bit more sketchy area, so he wants to be able to lock it up and all that. And I totally understand that. Same idea as a box truck. It could certainly go in a box truck. I don't know if I'd want to. You'd be climbing in and out of there to change the settings and all that, and but like you absolutely could.
Ricky's got another.
As far as the van go,
Ricky's got another question, and I'm curious about this one because I didn't ask, but I'm assuming. I'm going to make an assumption. No, that's the footprint you have right now, and that's what you guys are going with.
Yep,
right?
Yep, this is the model. That's the model that's comes as is with the skid unit right now.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to get up there. I'm going to have to get up there to Prescott. I really do. So, guys, the other thing is, what day are you coming out here to Phoenix? Because a lot of these guys didn't catch this. They manufacture these in Prescott, Arizona. That's a couple hours away from me. Then they have a warehouse where they stage all this equipment coming out for manufacturing right here in Phoenix. I didn't even realize that Legend Brands was right here. Oh, I knew they were here, but I didn't realize how big they were here. And so Ryan's going to come down. Do you know the date yet, or we just got a guessing date right now?
December 8th, I'll be down there.
December 8th.
I've booked my flight already.
He's going to be down here. You're going to get a sneak preview. I'm going to actually go out and use this thing on a building, and we're going to do a video going pressure wash to soft wash. So it's going to be a really cool thing. I can't wait to try it, man. I'm excited about it because, this is, it's like Dejan said, this is a game changer in the industry here, guys. I mean, this is a pretty wild thing. He's asking about a Tundra. Now, we said it was 48 inches across. So the 5.5, it's really, that's going to be pretty tight. You're going to only have about 5 inches in the bed. Yeah,
for a Tundra, it would fit. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Tundra payload capacity is only like 1,700 pounds, though. So it's going to be a little bit overweight in a Tundra. Could you do it? I believe so. But I think with a Tundra specifically, I think you're getting into weight issues more than anything there. Of course, you don't have to fill up the bleach tank all the way. There's ways around it, but I think you could make it work.
Hey, guys, definitely remember, man, PM me on Messenger. 2 guys are going to get these hats, guys. I know Dejan's got earmarked one of them. I'll also send you guys a closer hat. The guys that ask all these questions, if you want a shirt, just shoot me a PM, and we'll get you guys a shirt out on Monday. I don't know if Ryan's got some gear that he has, but if he does,
working on it,
we'll snake it off of him when he comes into town, and we'll be giving some of that away maybe when we do we'll do a live video. By the way, guys, this will be a live video on the 8th as well. We'll be going live right from I don't want to say their factory here. This is a warehouse, right? Warehouse facility where all the equipment is, I'm assuming, staged and then goes out all over the country.
Right.
So as of right now, can Legend dealers actually sell this machine, or is this just still only basically through you? They need to contact you and.
Yep. Yeah. So right now we're actually just wrapping up our pilot program with this through one of our distributors. So we've been selling them for a couple months now out of Orlando. And so we're working on setting up a second location in Raleigh. Right now we are just selling through those 1 or 2 stores. But what we're doing is if somebody, for instance, I'm talking to a guy in Michigan who wants to buy one. They've got a location in Michigan and Detroit. And so what we would do in his case is our Orlando team would get one up to their location up there, and they're fully capable of doing the install and service and everything. But right now we're shipping them from their Orlando facility, or depending on if it's closer for us in Arizona.
Do you know these silly questions? How many Legend brand locations are there across the United States? I'm just curious. You don't know.
So I couldn't tell you. Hundreds maybe of our distributors.
Okay. I just wanted people to understand how big Legend Brands is, because the pressure washing world doesn't know Legend Brands, I'm making assumptions here, but I'm guessing that you got a lot of carpet cleaning guys that are interested in the exterior cleaning industry, and that's how this all came about. Is that a correct assumption, or?
Yeah, that's half correct. I would say we've definitely, a big thing for us is those carpet cleaning guys, getting them extra add-ons. Like, hey, how can else they add on to their business? But also, I was hired to Legend Brands because of my background in residential roof cleaning. We do a lot of commercial roof cleaning and made some specialized box trucks for that as well. So I was hired on to kind of be a technical leadership for that project. And given my background, we said, hey, not only do we think this is going to help carpet cleaners and give them just another revenue stream, but also, you know what, the whole pressure washing industry needs something like this. They need a machine that is reliable, that's simple to use, and can do both high and low pressure cleaning, and has a pump that is resistant to bleach and can handle the bleach.
I got two questions from Ricky. This is the first one. Can you read it, or you need me to read it?
Yep. Yeah. So the 3 tanks are bleach, soap, and water. That's correct. So the bottom large tank, that is a 110-gallon bleach tank. For anyone unaware, anything over 110 gallons is regulated by the DOT. So as long as you're not carrying anything extra, you don't have any special placards or licenses or anything to be able to move this. And then there are 2 12-gallon tanks on top. One is the 12-gallon water buffer tank, just to kind of help you keep up with the water supply at a house. And then there's a 12-gallon surfactant tank. And then the question about the metering valves, that one I figured was probably going to come up. So I guess I can't really point, but that way. So if you look at the middle, you have the 2 kind of standard proportion or pump valves. That is going to be for your water and your bleach. So the pump can actually draw anywhere from 0% to 12.5% if you wanted to. Obviously, no one here recommends you running 12.5% on any situation. So standard's going to be your 1% for siding, percent for roofs. So you mix that with the metering valves for your bleach strength. And then right next to it, between the meter on the right and the hose reel, you can't really see it. There's a little black dot there. That is actually a float valve, a float meter for the surfactant. Surfactant, the thing about using those valves for surfactant is you use so much less surfactant than you do for bleach and water. And so you really need to be able to fine tune it. And the way most guys do their surfactant mix is they turn it on a little bit, wait for it to come out, say, oh, that's a little too foamy, let me turn it down a little bit. And they kind of play with it and adjust it to get the mix they want. What this is, it is a stainless steel 10-gallon an hour float valve. And so the soaps that we manufacture and the soaps that you typically use, you use around 2 to 4 gallons an hour. And so there's a little dial, you just turn it up, there's the float that floats up to mark what you're actually drawing from the surfactant tank, so you have a visual of actually what you're getting. So you can, rather than relying on how much foam you're getting or what it looks like or feels like, you can actually get a readout of the actual surfactant you're putting out. And so you can make better ideas of, hey, I need a little bit more for this, but without using too much of it.
That's awesome stuff. Maybe you said you got a thing and you got a deal in somebody has one of these in Nashville, right?
Chattanooga. Yeah, I just posted a video.
I got a show on the 26th of February. I just want you to bring it over.
Yep.
Can you get them to bring it over?
Bring
it over. We're not even going to charge you. I just want to see it at the show. I just want to see it at the show. Have the contractor bring it on over, because I think that'll be that show's a wood fest show. And it's a predominantly wood show, but we're having one day of pressure washing and soft washing. So it'd be good to have it there as well. It'd be a cool thing. And don't forget, guys, we also have, I'm going to go over this really quick with these guys. January 19th and 20th is the Panhandle event. It's staged for 1,100 people. Realistically, if we get 400 or 500 this year, we're going to be very happy. Marco Ramondo's event in February, guys, is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. And that show is already at 385 registrations. We've moved it to a convention center. And all the guys that attended last year, we had 200 and some guys in a place that only held like 150. It was really crowded. So we moved it on over to convention center because we already have 385 registrations. So don't forget, though, that they're Caleb Roth in Nashville on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. The 26th will be the pressure washing part of the show. And these are all free shows that I'm talking about. These don't cost contractors a nickel to come to. It's great training. It's awesome stuff. Now, there are paid events at some of these shows, like John Tornabeni's doing a garage cleaning class. John Castile will be doing a garage cleaning class in Houston. John is going to be doing something really special in Houston. He's going to actually be doing a hands-on. They're going to actually clean a garage. I haven't talked to Ryan about bringing the RooF TEC system to Houston yet, but we're gonna see if we can't get it in Houston too, because there's gonna be a lot of contractors there, and he knows. He obviously is from Texas, so you know the exterior cleaning market there is booming. So there's about out of all the guys, out of the 30,000 contractors in Friends, we have 700 just from the Houston area in the Friends group. Isn't that nuts? 700 guys from Houston. Yeah. I've always said this. And by the way, guys, this isn't an AR pump. It's a general pump. It's a tri-plunger pump. It's not a diaphragm pump. It's not a, it's a tri-plunger pump. So it's a real pressure washing pump that delivers chemical right through the pump. And it doesn't destroy the pump because the pump was built to handle it. They're standing behind it with a 2-year warranty, unless they call you and say, "Did you put bleach through this pump? You voided the warranty." I'm just kidding. But that's what I won't mention the other pump companies. No, yeah, it's comical because some of these roof pumps that these guys buy, and the minute they put bleach through the pump, their warranty's voided, and they bought the pump to spray bleach, which is kind of ironic. But you guys are saying, hey, this pump, we built this pump to handle bleach. You're using ceramic plungers. You got stainless steel parts inside. Yep. I'm wondering what the check valves, what are the check valves made out of? Are they made out of some special poly that isn't going to break down from the corrosiveness, or is that just a cost of doing business replacing check valves?
Yeah, like anything, bleach. So even stainless steel, like bleach, eventually gets to everything. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Bleach is very caustic, and it's a really great oxidizer. And eventually, even stainless steel, even 316 stainless steel, it's eventually going to get there. And so there are things that you may need to replace, but everything on the machine is going to be either stainless steel or PVC or anything that's going to be made. So
I know you did some R&D. Are you allowed to talk about how long this thing ran with straight bleach going through it?
Yeah, I can. So our first prototype machine, we built it. We brought it to our testing facility, and that's probably something a lot of guys don't understand. Also, is being such a large company, we have a whole facility where we've got rooms where we just test machines.
Like I know they run for hours. I've been there. It's crazy. You're going in and there's machines running. You're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and so we brought this machine to our testing facility, and we put over 500 hours of just straight 12.5% bleach through it. Essentially what we did is in the morning, our engineers would come turn it on and just cycle the 12.5% bleach all day. At the end of the day, turn it off, just run water through it for a minute to rinse it out. We did that for a full week. And then on Friday, they'd go in, they'd take apart the whole pump. They'd check the heads, check everything in it, check the pitting on the stainless steel, rebuild it, put it back together, send it through again for another week. And we did that 500 hours, and the pump was
I won't tell you the manufacturer I went to. I'll leave that unnameless, but they leave them on all night long. You said they came and turned yours on and off as they came in. This one leaves the stuff running all night long while nobody's in the factory, because they close it down. And you're right, it's a room. And it was funny because the day I was there, they flooded the room because the night before something busted. One of the pumps gave out, blew a head off of it, and the room was. But it was meant to be flooded. They had a subfloor in it, and a system was sub pump, and sucked the stuff right out. But you walk in there, and you're in like 4 inches of water. You're like, what's going on, man?
Right.
But no, it was funny because when I was there, they built the guy on camera. He's the owner. He goes, yeah, we engineer these to fail. And I go, hey man, we're on live video, man.
Yeah, no, this one I could say with certainty we engineered this one to not fail. This one we made to be reliable and to be simple. You can train your employee in half a day and trust that they're not going to go and destroy anything because
hey guys, really quick, man, guys, chime in, thank Darren White, Sub Effects guys. These shirts that we give away, they're all compliments of Sub Effects guys. They do a great job. You guys need Sublime shirts, man. Get with Darren White, subeffects.com. Does a great job. Throw your link in there, Darren, and we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys giving away these shirts. And even I need a new hat though, Darren. Give me another hat. Give me a Sub Effects hat. I shot the hat that I had. And anybody out there wants me to wear their hat, just give me a hat. Just send it to me, man. My address, I'll give it to you. Send me a hat. I'll be happy to wear it. Guys bitch and moan all the time. Ron, you don't have my hat on. Well, you got to send me the hat for me to wear the dang thing, you know? So
yeah.
Hopefully I get a Roof TEC hat before you get to Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm working with our marketing team to get some things made up for you.
Yeah, awesome stuff. There it is right there, guys. Subeffects.com. Type your address in there, Ryan, and we'll throw it up there on the screen.
Yeah, I don't see a way where I can.
It's on the right side.
Yeah, I can do the host chat, but I'm not able to type into the public chat.
If there's an X, click off the X, and then the chat should come up. Sometimes I just use my phone too. Just make sure your volume's way down. If you pick up your phone because it's being broadcast on your timeline because you shared it.
Yep.
So you can just go there and
let me just hop over to that. Let me just do that real quick.
Man, in closing, is there anything you want to? Because man, this is perfect timing. We're 36 minutes, man. I don't like talking too long because these videos get too long. They just get boring. Man, I watched these guys last night, man. I was like laying in bed and they were on for like 2.5 hours. I was like, it kept giving me a reminder. I was like, whoa, 2.5 hours, man. I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody for 2.5 hours.
I don't want to talk to anybody for that long either. There you go. Should be there's my email. Let me get my phone number in there.
Do them all at once.
2184.
There it is. Info at rooftechsystemsguys.com.
And that is my cell phone number coming through too. I think just in the last thing I want to say about it is I really believe if I could describe this unit, it would be, in my opinion, this is going to be the last unit a lot of guys ever buy. I think you're going to buy it. It's going to last for years and years and years. As long as you're doing your daily maintenance like you do with any machine, it's just going to hold up. It's going to be reliable and it's going to be simple to use. And I think it's going to get rid of a lot of the 12-volt pumps in the market. And so if you want more info, I've got tons of it. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, a phone call.
I hate to say this. I mean, so many of these pumps are just failing and guys are spending thousands of dollars. Now, I want to tell you guys something, guys. I asked these questions at what this pump costs, and this pump's not cheap. It's not a cheap pump, guys. It's several $1,000s for replacement of this pump. But, you know, this company is Legend Brands, 2-year warranty. They're standing behind it under normal wear and tear and use. Obviously, man, if you run this pump dry and you run it for, an hour and burn it up and blow the head off of it, I mean, they're going to know you ran the pump dry. I mean, they're not going to warranty something like that. But like any, normal wear and tear on the thing, you show that you've taken care of it, rebuilt the check valves. And I'll just give you my own. I don't know what a stainless steel, but a tri-plunger pump, if you rebuild them, they usually go for about half the life of what they originally went for. So if you got 800 hours out of it and you go to rebuild the pump, you'll generally get about 400 more hours out of a rebuilt pump. Now, I don't want to say Caterpillars are better, but back in the day, Caterpillars are very expensive pumps. If you would rebuild those, you would get 3/4 of the time out of them just because Caterpillar was, just a little bit, back in the day was a little bit better of a pump. I can't speak on Caterpillar now because I haven't used one in years, but and it's so funny how these pumps, they can all change. I was a general, and I'm just being honest, Brian. I was a general pump guy for a lot of years. The TS 2021 was my go-to favorite pump, but it's like even the motor manufacturers, we've done a 360 now. Honda used to be the best. Then it was Briggs. Then it's Kohler. Honda went to crap, and now people are using Vanguards again because the 18 horse is a pretty reliable motor. I see you got a Kohler on there. Is that what that is?
Yep. Yeah. 14 horsepower Kohler. It's governed about half throttle, so it's actually pretty quieter than a lawnmower when it's running.
Well, that's good. That's good. They don't have anything screaming in there. This is a question. I mean, we can't really answer that question because it's going to depend on some of your preventive maintenance stuff that you do to the machine. I mean, if you take care of it, this thing could get hundreds of hours, maybe even 1,000 hours or more. But if you don't, like anything else, man, if you don't take care of it, it's not going to last. Not going to last.
Yeah, I don't know if this is correct or not. I read that question as how far can it shoot? I don't know if that's what he was asking.
Oh, the distance?
Maybe.
Well, I was saying lasting. Yeah, tell him how far it can shoot in case that's what he was asking.
Yeah, and that too is going to depend on your conditions like anything else. If you're super windy, obviously you're not going to want to be blowing and spraying bleach all over if it's getting blown around. But typically I run soft washing through this machine at about 500 PSI. Any higher than that, I feel like you're starting to get into too high a pressure. But with the right tips at about 500 PSI, I'm getting 35 feet with no wind whatsoever. I think I've got about 40 feet. So for a standard home, most of the time you're going to be able to do from the ground. And I know that's a big thing for a lot of guys, not getting up on the roofs. So spraying from the ground, spraying from the gutter edge, you should be able to handle most roofs.
Thanks, Darren. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. And I think you're absolutely right, man. It's an awesome innovation. It's definitely something new in our industry. I've always wondered myself why it never happened until now, why it took so long. But that's how it goes sometimes, right? So sometimes it takes a company like Legend Brands to get out there, stick their neck out there, and put themselves out in the industry doing this. I think it's going to be a winner. I think it's just a matter of letting people know that this thing's out there. I want to say it's the all-in-one exterior cleaning unit. I mean, I don't think you guys are using that type of language, but I think that if guys understand, hey, this is a pressure washer, a dedicated soft wash pump, it's all in one. You can surface clean with it and you can soft wash with it. And I know a lot of guys well, you can do that with your pressure washer. Yes, you can. You can downstream with a pressure washer and you can surface clean a driveway. And probably 95% of our industry does it that way. But you still have to downstream, which is not a dedicated pump, which is going to give you it. Well, I don't say you don't have any control on your solutions, but we definitely don't have any real science as far as the type of solutions, the amount that you're putting on, like you can with this. You can dial this in. I asked these questions earlier, so I'm going to answer them. Not even going to ask them. You can dial this in to go. You can be going 50% bleach, 50% water. You could dial it out to go pure bleach if you want to go pure bleach. Obviously, no one recommends you throw 12.5% on any substrate. It's just not good for it. But if there's guys out there that, sometimes guys swear split-faced limestone, they swear that, it's got to have the full, hot mix. I don't wash that way, but guys do. And if you want to, this machine can do that for you. That's the great thing about it. A tri-plunger dedicated pump, man. It's awesome. Awesome stuff.
Yeah,
and there's Dejan giving Darren White a little testimonial on his, although Darren won't say they're bleach resistant anymore. Guys, sometimes these sub shirts, man, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not, which is I hate to say that, but it don't matter who you're getting them manufactured by now. Sometimes, man, the sub whatever it is that they do, sometimes it's not completely 100%. It's not 12.5% bleach resistant. Let's put it that way. Like Ryan said, bleach, man, just eventually destroys anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad glad we had a chance to talk.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate being able to just talk about it and letting some people hear about it. We're ready now to kind of put it out everywhere. So, like I said, if you have any questions, shoot me an email or a text or a phone call, and
all in one machine. And guys, PM me that you wanted a shirt if you asked a question, and even if I didn't put the question up, PM me that you want a shirt. I'll get you guys out a shirt. 2 guys at the beginning. I know it's Kendrick and Dejan. You guys got a Sunbelt hat and a closer hat coming. They'll send that out next week. And then, guys, remember, on the 8th of December, Ryan and I will be right here in Phoenix. We'll be right here in Phoenix. Also, will be January 19th and 20th in Sandestin, Florida. But you guys will be able to see the live video we're going to do right here at the warehouse here in Phoenix. We're going to take one of these Roof TEC machines. We're going to pressure wash. We're going to soft wash with it. We're going to give it a test and probably do it. What do you think? Working with that thing for probably, a half hour, 40 minutes or something? We're going to clean a little bit of a building. We're going to clean some concrete.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. We've got time. I've got the whole day for you. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're not going to use any bleach in it, though. Or no, we have to use bleach, don't we?
It depends on what we want to clean. We can run it with or without bleach, depending on.
We have to manufacture some mold though here in Phoenix.
Yeah,
we got to start growing it, man.
Right? Yeah.
We have to get a beaker glass out there and start, a petri dish and start growing some mold on it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's good. That's what it takes here in Phoenix to grow mold, guys. There's not a whole lot of organic. I'll tell you what though, we can find. We can find some if we can find some concrete where there's date palms have dropped their dates on the ground. You know how difficult those are to get out? You can't get rid of them unless you got some type of a soft wash system. Pressure washing doesn't work. So,
hey, one last thing I want to say. I just realized my email that I typed on there, I put .com. I just changed it. It's actually .net.
There you go.
Typed it wrong, but
.net, guys. Info at rooftechsystems.net. I said .com too in the videos.
Yeah, I say it all the time. But
all right, man.
Yeah,
well, hey, man.
Thanks again, I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you coming in, man. Hang out in the green room there, Ryan. I'm going to close this thing up. Hey, guys, we appreciate Ryan coming out here today to do this video, guys. Again, remember, guys, December 8th, I'm going to do a live video with them. And then don't forget, man, Trudy's putting on one heck of an event. Roof TEC's going to be there January 19th and 20th. If you can't get out here to Phoenix on the 8th, where I'm going to be doing a live demo with this machine, you can get there on the 19th and 20th. We're going to be doing some training out there. We appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Hey, appreciate you guys sharing. Share the feed, like the feed, ask some more questions. If you ask some more questions, I'll get you guys out a shirt. They'll go out on Monday, but I'm going to put the deadline on the questions after today. If you don't ask questions by today, we're not going to send you. We're not going to send you a shirt tomorrow asking a question because I can't keep up with the thread. But we'll definitely get anybody that asks a further question. I'm sure Ryan will keep an eye on this thread. And if there's questions in there he can answer and help you with, there's no doubt he will. Remember, he's at info.rooftechsystems.net, not .com, guys. We appreciate everybody for coming out here and listening to this today. This is changing the world, guys. It is absolutely changing the world. It's going to be absolutely craziness. This machine is definitely a game changer in the industry. We look forward to demoing this thing on the 8th and on the 19th at Trudy's show in Florida, guys. So make sure you come out and check this thing out. Guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First.